Your product title is by far the single most important thing in your Google Shopping ads and your Shopify product feed. Now, if you have incorrect or irrelevant titles, your customers will never end up seeing your images that you set. They'll never see the price against competitors, and you can't even outspend your way out of it because it's searches that you're just simply not appearing for. In this video, we'll show you what's causing that, how you can fix it in 4 simple steps as well. Make sure you take just a second now to go down and click subscribe so you can see more videos similar to this one. As a result of having your poorly optimized titles, your ads will end up appearing in irrelevant search terms, end up appearing or returning wasted ad clicks, and also leading in top of funnel searches, so with really weak buyer intent. If you're using Shopify, then you probably let Shopify auto-connect and auto-sync your product titles directly into Merchant Center. So essentially, whatever you've typed in your Shopify name field, that's what goes into Google. So for example, if you had comfortable polo, original coast wash, number 439749, if you've included internal phrases and included any SKU codes, that's what gets pushed right into Google. The problem is Google weights and reads the title from left to right. So the very first few words carry the most weight for matching to search queries, and it will be what your ads end up appearing for. So if you've got your own brand name at the start, or you've got vague descriptions or descriptive words, you're not really giving it Google any meaningful information to categorize or and serve your products. So step 1 in fixing this is based on formula. Now, this is the formula that we use for almost every feed that we optimized, that we work for any retailer or Shopify brand that we work with at Peak. It usually is product type, brand, key attribute number 1, and secondary attribute. But in this instance, we've got brand first because brand holds more weight for this type of product. So instead of having the comfortable polo, original coast wash, 439749, we have the brand name, then the product type, coastal wash original 4-button polo shirt, the key attribute, which is the color in this instance, and then the secondary attribute, which is the size. You can also add your brand name at the end of this to capture any organic traffic, but it'll also help just solidify your front page when somebody searches for your brand. If they can see part or they can see insight into your catalog and buy on the homepage, definitely helps with conversion rates, and it gives people a direct line into a certain product that they might be looking for. And that essentially would be an optimized title. That would be you front loaded exactly what your customers are searching for. The higher priority keywords are towards the start, they're earlier in the title, and that way you'd still appear for polo shirt and coastal wash polo shirt, but also now for Johnny O 4-button shirt, for example, or Johnny O sport navy blue. Now moving on to step 2, we're going to be looking at category and industry. Now, looking at specific attributes, this changes based on category in each different type of product. So if you're serving apparel, it tends to be brand plus the product type plus gender and then plus size and color, but size and color can be interchangeable depending on which one carries the most amount of weight, which one carries the most, highest search volume. Because if color is more important, that would be earlier. If size is more important, that would also be where it's sat at the moment. Now, you can also change gender behind product type. So you could say women's quarter zip or men's quarter zip. That can also make sense. It just depends on the type of product and what actually fits for that title itself. Secondly, we move to outdoor, which is going to be product type plus brand plus material, if that's relevant, plus size as well. A lot of this, which you'll come to understand, is based on individual preference. It's based on each product. Each product will be optimized differently based on the information that you've got accessible to it. It's also which one actually matters most. Do people really care about size for certain types of outdoor products? Maybe, maybe not. And then for electronics, we've got product type, then the brand, then the model number and key specification. So it depends on the product individually, which situation you might use and the order in which these products would be labeled as such. But you might even have, if the brand's got a lot of weight, you would have the brand labeled earlier as well. Now, you can always add more information if you deem it relevant. Optimization is about judgment, really. It's based on what do you think will increase the click-through rate, the conversions, and just the overall performance. It's based on your own personal understanding and preference of those products. So the attributes that your shoppers, your customers, your consumers will be actually typing when they're looking for your products, they're researching, and when they're ready to buy, that's the information that needs to be in your title. Is it a description based on size? Is it a material, a pattern? Whatever that is, it needs to be in your title. So try and avoid descriptive words like nice and wonderful. No internal markers as well. It should be what's going to be influencing the decision to purchase. Now, IDs or GTINs, if they make a difference, like marine or some electronic products where that's the key differentiator for that product, then they can be added into the title, but also be conscious of where they go in this structure. Do they go before the product type? Is it that important? Is it a unique model number? Or can it go towards the end as a supplementary part of information? Now, you can check the link down below for our free title optimizer by Peak, and that will show you a structure checklist as well. You can upload your products and it will tell you how they should be properly optimized based on competitor keywords. What are your competitors using? What is the product? What have you also got available in your Shopify metadata? So that's available down below for free if you just click on the link in the description. So step 3 is going to be research. How do you actually find which products people are searching, or how are people searching when they're trying to find or finding your products? Now, the first way you could do so is you can go into your Google Ads, you can go into your shopping campaigns, or you can click on campaigns and search terms, and this will show you your search term report for queries that have triggered the ads, triggered your ads to appear and the auctions that you're appearing for. And these are the words that you should be using because these are words that people have used to find your products already. So have a look, cross-reference. Are these words and keywords and titles and phrases, are they already in the products that you have? If not, then that's something to consider because this is where demand is already being captured. You'll also see wider search terms that you're appearing for, that your ads are auctioning in. So that could be something that you could use for influence in either adding words to increase the relevancy of those auctions that you're appearing for, or even taking some words out, depending on how that performance looks, depending on how much data you've got going through those keywords and search terms as well. Another way you can have a look is through your keyword planner. You can use this to get insights based on different keywords and phrases that other people are using that might be relevant for certain products. So if you have gym wear, that might be something you want to have a look at. So you can use these keywords to your advantage to improve the performance of your campaigns as well, and also tweak your product titles. So say, for example, in this instance, if women's sports bra ends up appearing a lot in the search term report for the campaigns and auctions that we're serving in, but our title only says women's gym vest, then that means we have a mismatch and we need to change that. We need to change the title to fit and capture existing demand in searches because that's organically how people are looking for the product and finding the product. We need to alter our title so that we can capture that demand, and then from there we'll watch our impressions go up. You can also use first-hand data and research by just searching for either your product or other products that you serve, or even competitors and the products that they're serving, and you can compare that to see which valuable keywords that you might use, and you can use them with a pinch of salt because your competitor might not have as well optimized titles as what you want. Their performance in their campaigns could be poor. They could have a worse CTR, click-through rate than you. So just bear that in mind, but you can use this for inspiration for words and phrases to add into your titles if you don't have them, or maybe change the structure and front load different keywords if you think they'll have a bigger impact on your performance. Perceived relevance is also key here, and what we mean by this is if you have a product, identical products, just different competitors, and yours says headphones, wireless noise cancellation, and the competitor, same price, says wireless noise cancelling headphones, although you could be selling the exact same product, everything's the same, the info is the same, the description, it's just the titles and that are different and the competitors are different. Consumers might perceive that your competitor's product is more relevant if they're the ones looking for, these type of headphones. And that sounds trivial, but it comes down to first impression bias. So what happens is it's the unconscious tendency to form quick, lasting judgments about people or situations based on initial observations. Now, in applicable terms, this means that humans and customers place significantly more weight on the information that's presented earlier in a sequence or a title versus later on in a sequence or a title. Secondly, consumers naturally assume that whatever a brand or a retailer places earlier in a title is what that product is best at. So you want to make sure that the important attributes that you have and the features that you have for that product are included or placed earlier. Now, step 4 is Google allows up to 150 characters in total for product titles. Now, most stores end up using about 40, but you do have up to 80 before the product title ends up being cut off, and that's on mobile. So up until 80, that's free real estate that you're leaving blank. Anything beyond that is used for increasing buyer intent and relevancy. Now, you don't need to stuff keywords in there to fill the 150, but just add relevant and legitimate additional information such as attributes, so color attributes, attributes, variants, materials, any use cases if it's relevant. Just place them all in, but make sure they have a purpose. Now you want to use the first section for relevance, the second part being more descriptive, describe the products in more detail, and then lastly you want to use the remaining characters for increasing buyer intent and allowing you to appear for wider search terms as well. If your competitor has a product that's more descriptive or it's more relevant in the auction that you appear for and you're the one that you're competing in, even if you are cheaper, maybe you have better reviews, your competitor will almost win that click almost every single time. So the caveat to this is not to keyword stuff because Google will end up penalizing you for that, but just be descriptive, be clear, and be accurate. Another note is that you don't have to edit your Shopify titles for the changes to take effect. You can actually do this in your Google Merchant Center, and that means that it will only affect your Google shopping ads or any Google ads that you have. You can do so in your Google management platform if you have one, or if you use like a lot of other retailers or brands, they use in process, or if you've got another feed optimization platform. We do have a list of recommendations for tools and resources that we use that you can find down in the description should you find that useful. Now, if you are a retailer and you want us to go through basically this in more detail, we've put together a free audit, covers title structures, missing attributes, and all the stuff that we normally check every day before we even work with a new client. The link to book that is down in the description. It's totally free. There's no catch. We go through everything top to bottom and see if we can help. And if we can't, then you'll at least get some very valuable information to walk away with. Now, if this was useful, please do subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.